Hi there, I'm Andrew. Welcome to Urban Rider. This is one of the highlights of the spring-summer lineup. We've got so much coming for spring-summer, thick and fast at the moment, so I've been brought in to sort of help Tim make up the numbers. But the Sergeant's 2s are definitely one of the standout items of this spring-summer season. The original Sergeants from Fuel have been our best-selling trouser for many years, and in some senses that's kind of surprising when you look at them because they are quite style-heavy, and it's often the case you'd think that the most sort of neutral, understated trouser would be the more popular, but it's not the case. These are so good. They've been so popular because Fuel just do it so well, and that is really what they bring to the table. This wonderful sort of off-road heritage inspired styling with a bit of attitude that clearly resonates with people, resonates with me. I ride a Ducati Desert Sled which looks off-road, but I just ride it through town most of the time, and I absolutely love these trousers. They go with that kind of thing really, really nicely. The finish and the feel and everything to do with these trousers was always wonderful. The predecessors were a AAA CE approved cotton twill item coming in at £250. So they were kind of mid to high price range, but they were great value given how good they were. And the Fuel Sergeant 2s are a real move on from that. They have done some fantastic things over at Fuel, working on the fabric particularly and the sizing over the last 2 years. So they've reduced them from a multi-layer to a single layered garment. These are now a Fuel 3-core fabric, which means it does away with the need for a cotton twill outer, an aramid underlayer and so on, which can add to weight, bulk, and obviously make it hotter in those summer months. This is a more simplified, unified trouser as a result, therefore slightly lighter weight, and it now achieves AAA levels of CE certification, the highest level attainable, which is very, very impressive indeed. It's also UKCA approved, which is the new UK rating. Don't need to worry about it too much. It's more something that's just future-proofing it. So single layer, move up to AAA rating, and they've only increased the price by £19, which is really quite impressive, I think, as well. The big thing they've worked on, the biggest improvement from our point of view to you, is the size grading. So there's 4 colours in the range, and as annoying as it was, each one of those 4 predecessors all seem to fit slightly differently depending on what colour you were going for. Not going to waste your time today. They have unified the sizing across the different colorways, which is a fantastic starting point, simplifying things somewhat. Even though the sizing has increased slightly across the waist and been unified across those colors, as I said, because of the fabric change, it's slightly kind of come back to the original point of you still need to go up half a size just like you always used to. In this case, I'm still going up to the 34. It's just for different reasons. Whereas before it was because I couldn't get it around my waist. Here, I can get them around the waist just about in a 32, but there is very little stretch. So therefore, I'm finding that I can't even get the hip armor in. Things like the knee armor start to fight you. It's just not quite as comfortable. Once I got up to 34, it's still well within the parameters of what I would consider as being too big around my waist, but everything is just more correct as it should be in terms of the fit down the leg. So the knee armor sits fine, the hip armor is easy enough to get in and out. Hip and knee armor, by the way, included at the price as well. You should definitely check our size guide on the product pages at urbanrider.co.uk. We take every single one in the range, in the different colors and the different sizes. We lay them flat and we give you all the different measurements that there are. And you don't need to go into too much detail. We try and then also simplify it just to keep it easier. And that really boils down to, if in between sizes, go half a size up. Or you could translate that as these fit half a size small, really. The Sahara that's next to us is one of the most popular colours. You've also got the black, the colonial, and the waxed, which is £10 more. Used to be £20 more, it's now £10 more. But the Sahara has slightly changed in hue, just ever so subtly, and you will notice that from the pictures. We're really, really particular here at Urban Rider about getting the colours absolutely spot on in our product listings because we know how important that is, and you don't want something arriving that doesn't look like it looked in the pictures if you're going for a particular colour that's not just black. So these are very slightly different, you'll see that, but they're still a lovely tone, sort of a camel colour, and will still likely be just as popular. So as I go round, you will see lots of things that are familiar. So you've got the leather panelling down the side, you've got the stretch panelling with the accordion section at the top of the seat of the pants, and also just above the knee where the armour pockets are, and just below that padded quilted section. So these are obviously going to add slightly to comfort. They're more stylistic than anything. There isn't masses of stretch in this accordion section on the seat of the pants, it has to be said. So that's another reason we find it's more helpful going up if you're in between, as I said before a few times. The branding is nice and subtle, but where it is, it's pretty cool. So Fuel on the snap there, on the fly, and you've got a zip fly. You've also got Fuel written there. You've got the waterproof zip. They're not waterproof trousers in themselves. That's more of a sort of style point and I think it looks cool. That same leather paneling on the inside of the leg as well. The leg length remains pretty similar to what it was. It's a 32 inseam across all the range, which is kind of what it was before. So that means they're essentially a sort of shorter legged trouser. And as you'll notice from most of the promotional imagery that they do and we do and everything, we sort of think these work best with a higher rise boot. A workwear boot would be suitable, but a trainer is probably not going to cut it unless you are really quite short legged, because otherwise the 32 inseam will feel kind of short in these trousers. But they're very much meant, I think, as that sort of off-road look with the higher rise boot, and that does work really, really well with them. Fuel have worked so hard to make this an improvement on the predecessor, and undoubtedly it absolutely is in terms of headline spec features, and they've done it really for quite a modest price increase. Everything's going up at the moment, and most things have gone up without any changes at all, more than that relative amount. So well done to Fuel. We think these are going to be just as popular as they've always been. If you've got any questions more about sizing or anything else, I think I might have missed, put that below. You can always email us for customer services help. You can speak to Isa, who's absolutely amazing, if you do info@urbanrider.co.uk, and I'd be very happy to help you with that. And you can also order 2 pairs and return the one that doesn't work if you're in the UK for free. We do free returns, free shipping. We're very helpful like that. So anything else, leave that in the comment section below and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. Stay tuned for more video reviews of the world's finest riding gear. There's so much for this season and it's all about to drop fairly soon. Thank you for bearing with me and my waffle. See you again soon. Goodbye.